What's up YouTube, Jamie the Kid00 here, coming at you guys with another deck I've been running for fun recently. So on most weekends I actually have 2 locals a week. I usually have one larger one and then one slightly smaller one on the Sunday. Even in Milton Keynes, I used to have this in Cardiff and now I have one in Milton Keynes. And so yesterday, which was Saturday, I played wind-ups, did abysmally with that. I went 1-3. And it was a long, horrible story, and you won't be seeing a tournament report because at 8 o'clock this morning I decided I was going to play something different, and I built this before I went down to the tournament, and I had no time to record a tournament report for wind-ups. So this happened, and I built this, but this is going to be in the form of a deck profile because I don't want to waste it on a tournament report because deck profiles get more views. So, I played Geargia. If anyone actually cares about the tournament, I went 3-0-1, so I didn't lose at all. I had 1 draw, which was in the final round, and otherwise I had 3 wins. I beat 1 Tempest Dragonity, 1 Zombie deck, and 1 Prophecy deck, and I tied against another Tempest Dragonity deck. But either way, this deck was just really, really fun. I really enjoyed the way it played. It was still very, very explosive, but I imagine if I'd been Veilered a bit more, it would not have been anywhere near as explosive. So I feel I got a bit lucky today, but I just thought I'd get into the deck profile and show you guys what I ran today. So, I played in the main 3 copies of Geargia armor. This is your guy who basically makes all of your combo plays go off. You need this guy to survive for at least 1 turn. If he doesn't, you're probably not going to win that game, and you want to open him pretty fast. Then I played 3 copies of Geargia Accelerator, your standard plus engine of the deck. It's basically the guy who gives you all of your combo plays. This is the Geargia Karakuri version. I then played 3 Geargia Arsenal. I'm still a big fan of 3. Some people like 2, but I just wanted this to be able to get me into armor as fast as possible because there are so many fast decks out there. So, 3 Arsenal. Then, because this is a very different version that plays Geargia Gear, I played 3 copies of Geargiano Mark II. Geargia Gear is a new trap that was in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy that I'll get to later, so you'll see why I'm playing 3 of this. And then I played 1 Geargiano. Now, Geargiano is a card that I talked about earlier on in the last format, which I really, really enjoyed playing because of his synergy with your Karakuri Watchdog. But it's just a really interesting card. In tandem with Geargia Gear, it just puts in so much work, and it's really good with your Mark IIs as well. So I really like him. And also, let's move on to the Karakuri guys. I played double Watchdog, and they come in really handy with your Geargiano because you can go like late game, Mark II, special Geargiano, and then tribute that Geargiano for a Saiyajin that's engraved, and be able to make a level 7 Shogun, so it's a pretty nice play. I then played 1 Strategist, and then in my testing I found, I did test hands before I went out, like at 10 in the morning when I finished the deck. I needed another Karakuri target, so I played 1 Karakuri Soldier in Nisamu, which was I thought this guy would be better than the Ninja and all sorts of things like that, because if I draw him dead, I draw him before I get to my Karakuri Synchros. He allows me to have a better way to get into the Watchdogs or the Strategist, and it's also a really good way to bluff armor. So it was just probably the best pick in my opinion. I didn't really like the Ninja, and I didn't want another tuner, so the Soldier was very effective across the deck, and it often contributed like the last attack I needed for game as well. So then for the spells, I played 1 Reborn, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Storm, 1 Book for our 4 one-offs. I feel the Book is a staple this format now, just to deal with so many of the different problem cards in play. Then I played double Lance. I didn't like MST in the main of this deck. I just felt that Lance was going to be much better at letting me keep my combo plays going if my opponent had Bottomless, etc., rather than trying to blind space the threats. And then I played double Duality, and a lot of people I think are really stupid because they comment in some of my more special summoning decks like Blackwings saying, "Oh, why are you playing Pot of Duality? It stops you making special summon plays." Well, the trick is, with decks like this and decks like Blackwings, you don't special summon every single turn, and they're very combo based, so you kind of want to get into your combo pieces so you can go off. So basically, if you don't have your combo pieces, you will play Duality. If you have your combo pieces, you won't play Duality and you will go off. Simple.
In other words, shut up, stupid people.
Simple. And I'm sorry for those of you who this is patronising who already know this, but I actually get a lot of comments about that, so it's kind of something that I really have to touch on. But yeah, the double Duality, and it was also really good at searching out armors and things like that, and it just puts in so much work in the deck. It's just so good when you don't have your plays. Then onto the rather extensive trap lineup. I played 3 copies of Geargia Gear, which is the newest card in the deck. It basically I can't even... It's like a Bissphere for Geargia, I guess. Basically, when it's flip face up, you can special summon 2 Geargia Anno monsters, that's the little level 3 guys, from your deck, and they both increase their levels by 1. And you can only activate one of these per turn. So this basically gets you 2 Geargia Annos, which for me will usually be 1 copy of the Mark 1 and 1 copy of the Mark 2, because I want to keep as many Mark 2s live as possible, and having Mark 1 in the graveyard is the best thing ever. Basically, what you can either do is you can exceed these straight away for Gigant, because they become level 4 because of Gear. Or, if this is late game, you can bring these 2 guys out, and then, well, depending on how late game this is, if this is early game, if you have these 2, and you have, say, a Karakuri tuner in hand, you can summon the tuner, make an 8, then special summon a second tuner because you've made the Steel Shogun, make another Steel Shogun, and make plays. So this card opens up quite a few different plays, or as I was saying, if you're late game, you can bring this card out and tribute this for your Saizan and make some of your non-Karakuri 8s if you have to, like your Crimson Blade or your Scrap Dragon, to deal with problem cards. But like that's my explanation on those, and that's why I feel Gear is really good and really versatile. So I played 3 copies of that. Then I had to give one of these back, but I played 2 copies of Pinpoint Guard. I only have 1, so I had to give one back that I was borrowing. This card was really good. I actually changed my wind-up build that you saw online yesterday, and I played one of these. But every time I played it, it got MST'd or stormed. However, today this card put in major work. It was bringing back so many different things, bringing back my tuners, so that I could like my opponent would attack my set armor, and I go, nah, I'm going to Pinpoint Guard, bring back a tuner. And they'd cancel their attack, or they'd attack the armor still, and it'd leave me with such good plays that I could make. It just set me up for my synchro plays and my OTK plays far better than any other card I could have played, really. Like, I considered Call of the Haunted and then realised how good this card was, so I really, really would rep Pinpoint Guard in this deck. Then I played, for my kind of staple traps, 3 Compulse, because I feel it's the best trap this format. 2 Fiendish Chain, because I was going into a locals, so I felt the meta was going to be a bit rogue, so I just wanted a way to kind of deal with that rogue meta. 2 Mirror Force, because people are aggressive and it deals with mass aggression. 2 Torrential, because yes, you do have field presence quite a lot, but I always talk about Torrential as a reset button, especially when I played it in Rabbit. If your opponent kind of gets a board where they're going to completely overrun you, Torrential, because they're going to kill your guy anyway. And you may as well at least stop them going off, because that was really good against the Draguni players today. And believe me, they went off a hell of a lot. And then I played the 1 Judgment to round off the traps. I didn't like Warning, and the Judgment wasn't in there as a summon stopper. It was in there to stop my opponent stopping me. It was in there to make sure my plays went through, because if I had the OTK, it didn't matter how many life points I paid, I'd usually win if my combo went off. So let's get on to the extra deck. I played 2 copies of Gear Gigant X. The staple guy, go-to guy, gets all your combo pieces ready. If you're exceptionally going off, it can make your OTK happen, depending on how many accelerators you have in hand. But the thing I mostly used this guy for was, if I'm in the grind, I'd usually add more Mark 2s to my hand so I could make Silver Mountain or Fortune Tune. Or I would make this guy search out my Karakuri tuner so that if I had an armor set as well, I could go off next turn, just without a shadow of a doubt. Then the actual, probably the XCs I made the most, I made him easily more than Gear Gigant, was Diamond Direwolf. I was able to go off with multiple accelerators quite a few times, and Diamond Direwolf just opened up so many plays in which I was able to get around real problem monsters I had to destroy by card effects. I didn't want to destroy by battle, or just big things that I couldn't deal with, which kind of the Dragon players, the Dragunity players especially, really churned out. So it was something that I really enjoyed playing, and it was definitely a power card today. I then played 1 Daigosto Emerald because I didn't want to main Avarice. I felt Avarice was going to get in the way, was going to clog real bad, and I just didn't want to play it. So I played the 1 Emerald, and it put in so much work. It was so good for recycling my plays, recycling my accelerators and my synchros. It basically let me attempt to OTK twice if the OTK went wrong. I then played 1 Shockmaster because he's Shockmaster. I did not manage to summon him, sadly. I really wish I had. I think he's like the only card in this extra deck I didn't summon today. Yeah, he is. So that's kind of sad. I played the 1 Maestroke because it's Maestroke and it deals with so many problems. I played 1 Cowboy, and I finally actually used Cowboy to use this effect for game. I hardly ever do it. I haven't done it in ages, mainly because I haven't played a 4s deck. But Cowboy for game is such a satisfying feeling. For you, not your opponent. Your opponent hates you, but Cowboy was good. I played the one Solar Silver Mountain. This card is kind of self-explanatory in the deck. It brings back your armors, brings back your Earth Synchros if they're in the grave. Yeah, it can do that. It can just bring back so many different things, and I love Silver Mountain. I never actually used that effect of it. I used this lockdown effect, and to be fair, a lot of the time I just brought it out to bait out opponent's back row so that I could then go off. Then for the last 6 years I played number 49, Fortune Tune. Basically, the main purpose of my Geargianos in the deck is not to make threes. It is either to use the Geargiano Mark 1 play where I make the 7 synchro, or it is to basically make this and put themselves back. Sorry, their main purposes are that 7 play or to be Geargia geared. And as you can see, I play 3 Geargia gears, but only enough targets to use 2. This is where Fortune Tune and Daigusto Emerald come in. They basically put everything back. That's basically their purpose. And otherwise, this guy put in loads of work because he won me a game in time against Prophecy. Long story short. So that's like the reason I won my Prophecy match. Because we went into time and I made this and won because it put me up by life points.
Cheetah.
Yeah. And Cupcake's calling me a cheater because it was her that was playing the Prophecy. My Prophecy. Then for the synchros, I played, basically I played what I had to, and then a couple of optional extras. I didn't really feel the need for, like, Beast Barkion, all that stuff that you'll never actually make unless you reborn a Veiler. And you can't even make Beast Barkion by reborning a Veiler, but you know what I mean. I played the Double Shogun. You usually only make 1, but because of that 7 play you can do with the Geargia gear, or just with a Mark II and a Geargiano getting Saizan back, I wanted to play the second. And I needed the second so often, so I was so happy I played it. I then played Double Bure. The only time you'll ever make 2 of this is when you're OTKing, so I didn't really have to worry about the third of this, because I had other 8 plays. I played 1 Crimson Blader in case I came up against dragons. I made this once against the zombie deck because it was a level 5 spam zombie deck that just made 5s and made huge endless decays, which was really, really dangerous. But it was just really good. And then the final 8 I played was Scrap Dragon because I felt it was the best card to just deal with problems and complete OTKs, because I was able to use this to usually complete an OTK with like this, this, and this. So yeah, guys, that was the extra. I just remembered I do have a side for this. The side was really basic. Hashtag 8 o'clock in the morning decks. This was really just what I had in my wind-up side, edited a bit, and then a couple of new cards thrown in. But I played Triple Effect Layla, which came in so handy today. It was just simple outs. I was no-brainer side decking, and there should have been Fossil Diners in this, but I was just in a massive rush, and it was dark, and I just wanted to get everything done. I played Triple Maxi, just to slow down the special summon decks, and then let them run into my traps. The 3rd Forbidden Lance, in case I played against a trap-heavy deck. The 3 Messenger of Peace, because it lets you set up really well behind it. You can just keep flipping away your armor until you're ready to go off, and then when you have your hand to go off, you just stop this, or you can go off and then Scrap Dragon it, and it's just good. And then I played triple MST to just deal with all the problem cards and those decrees which people put in quite a lot. And then finally, probably the best card that I sided in from today was 2 Rivalry Warlords, because I played this against dragons, and one player it won me the game against, and another player he judgmented it, and then I just went off next turn and managed to kill him because it was on 4K. So Rivalry was pretty broken. So yeah, overall, I really enjoyed playing this deck. I got 7 Astral Packs for winning, and Cupcake got 5 because she came second with me as her only loss. I'm going to be uploading those pretty soon, and I also have video footage from the finals of Saturday's Locals, which was Madolche versus Evil Swarm. So I have some interesting footage to come up in the next couple of days. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And I'm probably going to be showing you Dragons next week because it's the bronze qualifier for this new Battle of the Kingdoms replacement for the UK. But yeah, probably be Dragons next week, so sorry about that, but I have to deal with it. Yeah, this has been Jamie the Kid 00. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.